Not many on yet, but we'll wait a couple of minutes and with you on. I just thought I'd give you half an update while we are heading over to the workshop today. We've got a bit to do. There we go, the reverser's off. Okay, try and tilt this camera a little bit. It's not the best, is it, guys? But it is what it is, I suppose. Put that under there. How's that? There we go. Right, yeah, so heading to the workshop, guys. Gonna have a bit of a play. Give you all a little bit of an update on what's been going on and righto, Wi-Fi dropped out, buddy. Guys, sorry. Alright, okay, so update. What's been going on? Okay, so this week obviously it's been a bit of a fail for YouTube for me because just didn't do any videos. Just been flat out. The whole that new virus thing that's going around, I'm not scared of getting it, to be honest. I'm more scared of business stopping, people not getting jobs done and stuff like that, you know, like so my income will stop, which means I can't pay my mortgage, can't feed my kids. So honestly, I've just been working and working and working to do as many jobs as I can, just in case the government in their wisdom shut things down. But that doesn't mean we haven't been moving forward with things behind the scenes, guys. So what have I bought this week? We're heading over to the workshop now to show you some of the stuff that I have bought this week that we're going to be playing with coming up soon. We'll start with the Mini. Okay, got the Mini registered and then drove it about 500 meters and the fuel pump failed. Okay, and then because we live in the middle of Nowhereville, had to order a fuel pump out of South Australia. It showed up on the Wednesday, got it together, got it happening. Adjusted all the clutch up and it was sort of okay, right? And today I was planning on taking it down to Brisbane with my daughter, but the carby was playing up and we couldn't work out why we couldn't adjust it. It was running rich, it was carrying on, it was leaning out. Leith pulled it off, pulled it apart, and someone had, I'll show you all this a bit later. This is a two-part video. There's this video we'd be talking to you guys, right? And then we're heading to the workshop. And yeah, I've got to clean up over there. I went to do a live stream yesterday, but I couldn't even walk anywhere. Like, I haven't really set foot in the workshop for the last 2 weeks and it is just a mess. Like, I can't move. So I've got to clean up and then play cars with you guys. But anyway, the jet had been screwed down too far, which then they run like a needle that runs through and it's not adjustable and it's just spinning within itself. So we had to replace that main jet, but a Mini main jet, as you can expect, they're not everywhere. Yeah, so couldn't find one. I've spoken to a guy here in Kingatow. He's got to get back to me. There was one, Leith went down to rewire a Mustang today down on the Gold Coast. He called in to get a carby that I'd found down there for 20 bucks, which was perfect price, but it had exactly the same issue where it was seized up in the main jet and we wouldn't be able to adjust it or do anything with it. So he couldn't get that one. I've got a guy getting back to me. There is another one down there in Albany Creek, down in Brisbane. I've got a tow down to Victoria Point on Tuesday, so I'll probably call in and grab that one on Tuesday. But there is another guy getting back to me at 2 o'clock today that is down in Brisbane. So hopefully he will have one for us today, and that way Leith will get it going tomorrow and the Mini will be going. So that's the Mini. Like, it is happening, just parts. As always, finding parts for old cars can be painful. Okay, what else have we got? I was going to work on the motorbike. I have a mate, young Jake. You've met him before. He has the green Series 3 that I swapped him for a motorbike. He's got a bobber thing he wants to build at the moment, cafe racer bobber sort of bike, and I want to finish my bike or start on my other bike. We were going to do that together. I haven't had time. Jake is going to head over and give us a bit of a hand today with some filming. He come over yesterday to help with filming, but yeah, it just didn't happen. Okay, I bought a 300ZX. I know I've already got a 300ZX, the red one that you guys know about, which is a Z31, which is the early model 300ZX. That's a single turbo. I bought a black Z32, which is a twin turbo. It's an automatic though. Black T-tops, a 2+2, which means it's not a 2-seater, it's a 4-seater. Okay, so that's at the workshop. We're going to play with that today. Okay, one of the injectors are a bit shitty on it. I think it's just the plug, but it does run, and we're going to have a play with that, have a bit of a drive of it today. I got that from one of my oldest friends, another bloke that's been on the channel a bit, Hadsy, a mate put me on to another mate I've known for years and years. We had a falling out, I can't even remember what it was over, about 15 years ago, which was a real shame because we're really close mates, but it was good catching up with him the other day, and I think you guys will see a bit more of him coming up in the future. I have a house up north that needs to be renovated, and that's sort of what he does these days. So I've got Harvey Bay tomorrow to tow a little Morris or something up there. I'm not sure what it is. I know it's an early something like that to tow to Harvey Bay. So I'm going to head up there and take some photos and get the house renovation stuff started. Now, are you guys interested in seeing an old Queenslander come together? Because if you are, we can start a bit of a throw it in amongst the car stuff on the house renovation stuff. A lot of you guys are probably getting to that age where you want to buy a house and clean things up. I know my daughter is very interested to see that happen now because she's starting to think about houses and stuff, but that's something we could probably do as videos as that house progresses. So that's the 300ZX. I also have purchased a Honda S600. Okay, so Honda always done motorbikes, okay, and when they broke into the car scene back in the day, the first sports car that Honda produced was an S600. They done it, oh, was it S500? The 500 was very underpowered. They only made bugger all of them. Then they made an S600 and an 800. They actually run a 4-cylinder motorcycle engine, full roller motor, and they redline at $9.5 grand. This thing I bought off a friend. With my job, I meet a lot of people. Eventually everyone sort of becomes a good friend these days. But yeah, he's had it there for years. His brother owned it. He's done a bit of work to it. I looked at it about a year ago and sort of wanted it. Yeah, but doing the Mini got me into thinking that, you know, if anyone hasn't hit that like button, just smash that like button and it'll help out the algorithm, guys. Yeah, so we done a deal anyway. I still have to pay for the car, which will be happening very, very soon. I did post a sort of a picture of the back of it. They look like a bit of a squashed Ferrari, but they're a very cool car. Sean has done a lot of work to it, a lot of rust repair. The interior's been done. He's been through the brakes. It's got a new radiator and stuff. It actually comes with 4 litres of the original red paint to paint it. It's going to be a pretty cool, Ben, you're a champion, buddy. Thank you, mate. I really appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty cool sort of build, like it's the beginning of these JDM sports cars. Really, is that Honda S600. What else have we been doing, guys? Bought another Jag, just a parts one. It's just a Series 3. The guys that I end up selling all my scrap to rang me, said, look, there's a Jag come through. I have no idea what it is. Do you want it? Yes, I do. Of course I do. The interior in it is rough, but I'd raped a Series 2 Jag that I've got at the yard for all the interior, or a lot of interior parts, to get that Series 1 that we've been building for me, for my daily. So I will be able to replace a lot of that interior. Another mate, Mitchell, indicated the other day, I sold him a good Series 2 a few years back, and he said he would love another Jag. So hopefully I can put half an interior back together and all the bits and pieces that he's going to need, and maybe give him that car so he'll build another Jag. Lots towing. The truck's given us a bit of grief too in the last week or so. Passenger front tyre needs, I've got to get a wheel alignment this week and do some tyres. We had vibration issues with, I thought it was the gearbox, and it ended up being that's why this truck must have been such low Ks, because it's had a vibration since factory, and they couldn't fix it. When we pulled that tail shaft out, I thought it must have been in the unis, or maybe the tail shaft had been bit, but I've replaced it with another one, and it's pretty good now. It's not as bad, but by having those vibrations, it's destroyed diff centers, rear seals in gearboxes. It has just been a very painful process to try and repair. I've done tyres and changed wheels and to get rid of that vibration, but it just never got it happening. But that's the joys of driving trucks, guys. You know, like every now and again someone says, oh, I'm going to buy a tow truck and I'm going to do that, and I just think to myself, Christ, you know, you'll want to have thick skin and a big bank balance just to keep them on the road. But in saying, I love what I do. But yeah, so I'm heading to the workshop now with my little mate who has just gone to sleep. Nicole is away this weekend. She's got one of her sewing retreats up on the Bunya Mountains this weekend. So she's got a group of ladies up there. They stay in their cabins and do sewing for the weekend. Yeah, I'm going to get to the workshop. I'm going to clean up, make some room. We're going to play with the 300ZX today. I might do a little bit more on the motorbike, finish off fitting those shocks so we can ride that today. I don't know, I've bought a heap of parts too for the R33. There's a lot of the little interior bits I needed. I've got a rear window for it now. I'll get that fitted this week. Yeah, go from there. The wheels that are on the 300ZX, I've got a good mate, Tyson, messaged me the other day when he saw them. They're a Nismo wheel. He wants them. He's a good bloke. He's right into drifting and a lot of JDM stuff. And he must have a build he's doing that, you know, for him to message me and say he wants those wheels. So I'll do my best to get those wheels to him to complete his build. I'm not too, I like the wheels, but at the same time I understand what it's like when you really need a set of wheels and you can't have them. So if I can help a brother out, he has wheel issues too, no doubt. But yeah, make sure you hit that like button, guys. I'll see if I can read a couple of questions. I really should know because I'm driving, but I will get stuck in and answer some questions, guys, when I'm at the workshop. So as I said, it'll be a two-part video, guys. We'll have a bit of a chat on the way to work now and tell you what's going on. I do have a tow to do this afternoon that will get me back to Kingatow, which works out really well. I've sold the VW buggy. That's actually gone. Went to a bloke on the Sunshine Coast, so I hope he's going well with that. I do want to sell the HQ sedan that I have at work. I want that to go. Yeah, I don't know, there's been a lot sort of moved and changed. I can get now to this week I'll be able to get to the Outback that's got the motor in it for Nicole's Forester build, the Turbo Forester. So that's still there to do. I just haven't been able to get to the pieces I've needed. What else has been going on? It's been I've been really busy. Even with this Corona thing going on, things have been pretty good, you know, so I'm just trying to do as many jobs as I can, stockpile some money, and that way, if things shut down and they say, look, you can't go doing tows, you can't open, you guys, it's going to be YouTube videos flat out, guys. I will actually film videos and edit videos, and because I'll have the time to, because I won't be in the truck all the time. So yeah, if you can hang in there a bit. I do want to get back into editing videos very soon. Things are starting to pan out a little bit at the workshop with the different deals I've done, and it's going to alleviate some of the pressure on me and give me more time to move forward with YouTube. So yeah, I hope that made sense. Thank you for the 11 people that have pressed the like button. That always helps. Between this video and the next one, it'll probably be 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I'll give you about half an hour's notice, and yeah, so you can sit down and grab a beer and play cars. What's that? Have you got your dunny paper? Who's writing that? I can't read it. It hasn't been too crazy out here with the whole, because we're at 2.5 hours west of Brisbane in Nanango, Kingatow area. The toilet paper thing's the same everywhere, I think, all over the world. I was watching an Adam LZ video and he was in the supermarket and it was all, the shelves were empty. But it hasn't been too bad out here. There's food on the shelves and things are pretty good. Young Mia hasn't been going to daycare, little school, whatever you want to call it. She's been hanging with me every day. We have been down to the Goldie a couple of times, caught up with mates and bought the 300ZX. But I try and, she still sucks on her fingers, which drives me mental, but I try and keep her from doing that. Thank you for the additional 5 people that just liked the video, champions. Yeah, so it's all happening, guys. Yeah, I do really want to get stuck back into this channel and see if we can't get it to expand. I'm hoping that the Honda S600, maybe in between this video and the next video, guys, do a Google of that S600 Honda and have a bit of a look at it. The one I got isn't the soft top one, it's actually the hard top. I can't show you a video of it yet, but I will do a video when we go to Sean's and pick it up, and it's on jack stands, and we've got to put the wheels back on it, and there's parts everywhere, so I'll have to go buy some plastic boxes and box it all up It's I want to get the R33 out of the workshop, and it's going to go down the end. I'll make up a stand for it to go on, because I am finding working on the Mini, the cars that are so low down just to absolutely destroy your back. So I'm going to get the Honda set up on a rack, and so I can do a lot of the panel work and the metal work. Like he's done a lot of it, but some of it needs a bit more finessing and finishing. I'm pretty happy the amount that he has got done so far. Yeah, it's a pretty cool car. I'm pretty happy with it. The Mini is going to be awesome. Finding parts for the Mini is painful. Corey, if you're on at the moment, I need the jet that runs up through the center of the carby. I'll actually show you the piece when I get to the workshop. Yeah, so I might pull the pin there, guys, okay, and get to the workshop, have a tidy up so we can actually walk around, and we'll get this 300ZX going today. We'll take her for a run, might even get the bike out and have a look at, if we get time, doing the heat wrap on the pipes, because I've got the heat wrap in and I've got the mufflers and stuff there. Used to be a S600 with Spinny Boy. Yeah, there is a blue one with a 1J in it, I think. Yeah, that's a pretty cool sort of drag car. The Honda S600. Yeah, the back of them, the Mini is getting there. Yeah, the Mini is quite a good car now. It's been good, but it's fought us a little bit with parts. But yeah, when you look at the back of the Honda S600 coupes, the way the tail lights are and the rear door, they're just a phenomenal looking little thing. They missed the styling cues a little bit, I feel, on the front, and it's got these little doors, but it still has wind-up windows. They were made in about 1964, 65, the year model, the one that I got. It's a red one. It's in primer at the moment, but it's red inside the doors. Yeah, it's cool as, like, you can see the motorbike motor with 4 individual carbies, and it runs a roller crank and roller bearings, so there's no oil pressure gauge or anything like that. They topped out at, I think it was 95 miles an hour or something like that. Driving some of these older cars, like getting the Mini going recently, they look great sitting there, but they're atrocious to drive. I'll go through this magazine with you in a minute too. A mate of mine that I grew up with, Matt, in this issue of Street Machine magazine, look at that. Isn't that every boy's dream? The 3-page spread, that wagon there, right? There. A bloke that I would class as one of my best mates through my whole life, Matt. He actually got me my apprenticeship at Yamaha, because he was an apprentice at Yamaha, and he actually got me that apprenticeship. We've been mates for a very long time, and yeah, he managed to get his wagon into Street Machine magazine, but not just Street Machine magazine in the 3-page spread. Like, I couldn't be more happy for him. Like, I know these days young blokes, probably Street Machine magazine isn't what it is to old people like me, but that was the Bible in the day. Your bedroom walls were plastered with those spreads everywhere. Yeah, but for him to have pulled that off, we will go down to Geelong and we'll go for a run in that thing and take some video. And yeah, at some stage I do have to get back down to Geelong at some stage soon, but good on you, Matt. You are an absolute champion, and attention to detail. Yeah, what a bloke. Like, I just can't believe it, you know, like Street Machine magazine. Yeah, I personally myself, I love building cars, but I don't get to that standard. Instead of having that one, he does have quite a few beautiful cars actually, but I'd rather have 20 shit boxes than one mint car, you know. Like, I enjoy the building process too much to have one complete sitting there. But in talking to him the other day, I said, I got the Mini going, but yeah, she doesn't drive real good. He goes, none of them do, mate. He goes, you build them and sit them in the corner because they're not a pleasure to drive. But I did call in to the Jaguar dealership on the Gold Coast while I was down there on Thursday, yeah, to talk to them about the F-Type is out of my price range. The XK, the XKR, or just the XK, which is a 4-seater, unlike the F-Type. A two-door, 5-litre supercharged Jaguar. I was going to get another Monaro. I might set my sights at a little bit higher and go the Jag. I'm a bit of a Jag person. I've already got my Ute as a Holden, and yeah, so can't happen tomorrow, can't even happen next month, but you've got to set your goals, and I might work towards a XKR Jaguar, about 07 model upwards, 07 to 012 or something, I think it'll be. The interiors are very bland in them, so we will be doing a full interior, and by that stage hopefully I'll have done the mini one myself, and even though it is a very expensive car, I'll have a bash at trimming it myself. But I'm pretty keen for one of those two-door Jags. So there's a bit of homework for you guys between this video and the next one in about an hour. S600 Hondas and XKR Jaguars 07 to 012. The earlier ones, the 97, 99 sort of Jags, the body's slightly different and the dash is different, but I did see one that was on airbags, dumped real low. Okay, they're not a supercharged one, those, but they are a lot cheaper. So depending on money, because I'm always broke, as you guys have probably worked out, I may buy a cheaper, older one, which isn't quite as nice in the body style, but we can chop that thing apart. So I don't know whether I'm better off buying something that's expensive and mint and I'm too scared to touch, or do I buy something, what do you guys reckon, buy something that's cheaper that I don't mind taking an angle grinder to? What do you reckon? I don't know, you know, like the dash in the early model ones are sort of this round wood grain sort of thing, but I did see it finished in like black gloss, and it looked really good, getting rid of the wood grain. I know the wood grain thing is sort of part of the Jag appeal, but I don't know, what do you reckon? We'll play with something though. Maybe I can buy the early model one, build it up, make it sweet, sell it, make a little bit, and then move on to the later model one with the supercharger. But I don't know. But for now, I've got plenty of projects to get on with. I know some of you are sitting there screaming at me going, dude, just finish some of the ones you've got. But it's just not who I am. They all get finished, but just not today. Yeah. Alright, well, I'm almost at work. Here he is, back down here buying more cars. He'll call into the workshop on the way through. Looks like he's just bought himself a XB Ute. Yeah. Alright guys, yeah, thank you very much for joining in on this live stream. A bit of an update. Once Jaguar's channel has a mint Jag. I did watch the Jaguar's thing the other day about the clay barring and how they detail, which is what I'm going to do to the red Jag. I tried to clay bar the 300ZX yesterday, but the paint's just too far gone. But I am going to take some pointers from that Jaguar's channel on the way he details, and to get the red paint on the Jag up better. Won't be this week coming, maybe the week after. We'll try and get the motor into the Jag and get it running and out the door as well, and make room for a couple of these new ones that I've sort of got in now to get done. I'm a bit reluctant to spend too much money on engine kits. There's a turbo motor I want to build for another tow truck, which will be a pretty stout sort of diesel, but I don't want to buy the engine parts at the moment because of this corona rubbish. And there's the big block parts. I don't want to buy that stuff right now. I need to leave the money there for mortgages and stuff, but we still will have enough money to do other stuff along the way, and we will still have a bit of fun, guys. So I'm about to turn into the workshop road now, and I will yeah, be back in about an hour, guys. All right, so thank you for joining in. S600 XKR Jags, have a look at them, tell me what you reckon, and we'll go from there, dudes. See you.